hate them. I know how good they can be, but I haven't had a good morning hunt in feels like years. Like if I did this for a living, I don't know if I'd get out in the morning other than my 1 week in November. Can't stand them. Like I heard some deer this morning before I could see anything. Walked right past me. Couldn't see him, couldn't tell what it was. I could walk out of the stand right now and get in it and have slept for 2.5 more hours, 3 more hours, and seen the same amount of deer. But I don't really have a choice today. The morning hunt was really the only time that makes sense today. The sun's not even technically risen yet. I am not even at sunrise time yet. I'm over. I talked about it in one of my last episodes, but now it's time, We're getting into the 20s here in October. That morning rattle and morning grunts are going to be more productive than any other time of day, so. On a day where I'm already annoyed and tired and the sun is just coming up, it's time to hit a little blind grunt and rattle and God, keep my fingers crossed that something exciting happens to get me stay in the stand a lot longer than I feel like I'm going to. I grunt and there's a donkey laughing at me. That's very offensive, sir. I did not think my grunt was that bad. If you're like me and you haven't found sheds to use as rattling antlers, or you don't want to carry anything like that, so you want a bag. I fell in love with this bag 2 years ago. It's the tone of this. It's very good. I'm very happy with it. You get the tinginess of real antlers that carries a little bit further. Big fan of this rattle bag. It's linked below. Ain't no buck gonna resist that noise today. Or there's nothing within a 800-yard block of me, which is also possible. The absolute beauty of calling in a place like this, in a stand like this. When you blind call like that, a lot of times you might not even see a buck come in because they circle downwind and see if they can smell anything before they come in. A little cautious this time of year yet. But when you're set up in a pinch point like this with just a strip of woods that's fairly thick, I got a pasture on both sides, that buck's not going to walk out in the open to go sun check something. So even if they try to get downwind, I see them. And if they try to get downwind from the south of me, they're probably going to cross a shooting lane before they even know it. So I love blind calling when you're set up in a position so perfectly as this one. But I will caution you to blind call at your own risk. I tend to do it too much as is, and I have spooked a lot of deer in my days. Because I go to hit that grunt call and turns out there was a doe 10 yards behind me that I didn't see before I called, and she blows away, and you ain't getting anything coming after that anyway. So it's a blind call with caution, but don't be afraid to, and if you know you got a setup for it, have at it. The other thing with any sort of rattle sequence is if you have a branch within reach that's got some leaves on it, or you got some twigs, anything like that around you, break them off, make some noise. I've seen bucks not hear a rattle at first, and then when I broke a branch and shook it, they picked their head up, and then they hear that rattle and they come right in. It happened last year at Tyler's hunt when he killed his buck. I did a lot of calling, trying to get those deer to come into us. And not until was I shaking and breaking branches that were nearby would they even look our direction. I also, one more thing I love to do, when you got a cough or you got a sneeze or whatever it may be, do it while you're rattling. You're making a lot of noise already. Just let it out. Cover it up with the noise of your call and hope that it works. Fingers crossed something comes into that, because I don't want to get skunked this morning. Skunked indeed I was. We got skunked on this particular hunt, but we learned a lot. I took that stand down. Tore that stand down. I went to go grab the card out of my camera that I had a lot closer to where I thought they were bedding, and sure enough, I kicked up a deer. I only saw one. Who knows how many it actually was. But if I hang and hunt in there in this rutcation I have coming up next week, I'm off from the 27th through the 6th. I have all that time off. I will be hanging in there one of those days. Whenever I get a weird wind for everything else, I'll get in there, and I'm going to hang and hunt where my camera was, and it'll be just a perfect spot for some rutting bucks. And I'm really excited. So it's time. Like it's finally the hunt, like real hunting season. If you have no excuse, get in the woods. Today, while I'm recording this, while I'm unloading this stuff, it's October 25th. Today, almost every single person I know had a target buck or the target buck daylight on a camera in the afternoon. So it's October 25th. The bucks are up. They're moving. They're getting up before dark. So get out there, get after it. Good luck to all of you. It's about to be that time of year that we all just dream about. We get an extra cold morning here, and you're going to see full-on chasing through the woods and stuff. I mean, it's just the time we live for is finally coming. So anyway, this is where I'm going to leave you guys. I got to get this unpacked and repacked so I can get out hunting tomorrow morning, maybe. And then, get to work, get to editing, get to hunting. All the things. Life is incredibly busy. So without further ado, make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, see you in the woods.